A very good evening. We are coming to you live from our Pocket Soul studios here in the capital, Harare. This is the Sunday edition. I am Tanaka Mnyenyua.
And I'm Yvonne Mkonda. It is a pleasure having you with us. Noble Mwangwa gives us the bulletin in sign language. Let's take a look at the stories that we're leading with tonight.
The academic fraternity mourns the national hero, Professor Bhebhe.
Professor Bhebhe was the former Vice-Chancellor of the Midland State University, died this Friday.
In our I'm an African feature this week, we celebrate South African football star Benni McCarthy, a household name in continental football.
And in our This and That feature tonight, our reporter Courage Bhebhe looks at how female footballer Primrose Mthethwa is defying the odds and breaking barriers.
Zimbabwe let Nigeria off the hook after sharing the spoils 1-1 in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier in Rwanda this Sunday.
Those are our leading stories. Again, thank you for joining us. We begin with the main news.
The academic fraternity says the death of the late national hero Professor Bhebhe has robbed the nation of a distinguished scholar who contributed immensely to the development of the education system in the country and beyond.
Let's get the details to that report from Tafara Chikomira.
The late nationalist Professor Bhebhe, who was an accomplished academic, is famed for championing the transformation of Midland State University from being a preeminently academic-oriented institution to being a research-led and solution-oriented driven tertiary education center.
For the 16 years yanga vari vice-chancellor, vaiita mindauko dzokuti vawane mari, vawane resources, vaunze vanhu vanokwanisa kuzova vadzidzisi vapamusoro vakazvigona nekuda kwokuti he was an entrepreneur, he was a farmer, he was a businessman, he was an all-rounder.
The Tertiary Education Curriculum 5.0 is a product of big brains in the form of Professor Bhebhe, who was the chairperson of ZimChair, in addition to the many portfolios he headed.
There is no one in the country with the stature he had in terms of leading all our 21 universities in the country as the board chair of the Zimbabwe Council of Higher Education, of which I'm the CEO. And as I've said, he taught so many of us and to our country. We have lost a giant. The giant, the academic giant, has fallen.
Other students of the late nationalist described him as a great teacher who changed their lives for good.
Prof. Bhebhe, University of Swaziland, when it was still UBS. I did NAVO, the first course yangu history, and I was very, very impressed.
Patience. He was a very, very straightforward leader who was strict and fair. Professor Bhebhe.
The country is on course to meet the revised 1 million housing units targets by 2025, with private players complementing government efforts through low-income earning projects.
Government endeavors to provide adequate housing and basic social services for low-income earners has received buy-in from private players, with 6 more projects launched in Harare by a private player. The projects will feed into the national target, revised to 1 million housing units by 2025 from the 225,000 which was attained in July this year.
We are working with what the government and the president is always preaching about. We need to have people having houses. Currently, we have 6 projects that we can say we have signed, we are already on the ground. Our target is to house almost 10,000 people.
The Second Republic has been applauded for creating an environment that ensures fulfillment of human settlement policy.
We sat down as the industry and made sure that we conscientize our business people in the built environment, using the mantra Nyika inovakwa neve nevayo, to complement government to achieve its goal of making Zimbabwe a middle income country by 2030.
It is focused on the low income earners, which is very good in the vision of our president, that the low-income people are also able to get houses.
The projects are in line with National Development Strategy 1 and National Human Settlement Policy on provision of affordable accommodation, with the President also set to officiate at the official groundbreaking ceremony for the Millennium Heights in Broadale this Monday. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
A Mutare-based cooking oil and soap manufacturer, Willowtown, Zimbabwe, eyes continued growth in production capacity, sustained by favorable business environment.
The national drive to industrialize the country under the Second Republic is gaining more traction, with the players in the cooking oil and soap manufacturing industry recording growth. In an interview with ZBC News, Willowton Zimbabwe Group Managing Director Mr. Suleiman Dasot reviewed on his company's increasing capacity utilization, which he attributed to the conducive business environment and economic growth.
On the cooking oil side, we have a capacity to produce 4,500 tons a month. On soap alone, I can tell you between this year and last year, we grew 30% on our laundry bar.
The company is also in the process to expand operations to double bathing soap production next year. Special advisor to the President on monitoring implementation of government programs and projects, Dr. Joram Gumbo, recently visited the firm's margarine plant that is being constructed to add to the number of products being produced by the entity. Kenya's Chibuku, ZBC News, Mutare.
The reduction in solar installation costs and advances in technology is expected to accelerate solar energy generation to solve electricity challenges.
Technological advancements in solar energy systems, in particular battery storage, have witnessed a sharp drop in installation costs, a development that is expected to improve power challenges in the country.
The cost of solar panels themselves has significantly dropped. I would say in the past 10 years, the cost of panels has dropped by more than 80%.
In an effort to harness solar energy generation, Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority Chief Executive Officer Mr. Eddington Mazamban said that his organization is putting up a framework for investment in mini-grids amid a constrained national grid capacity.
As ZERA and also as government, there is that trust that let's embrace mini-grids. We hope with the knowledge that we are acquiring through our FO on tariff setting for mini-grids, we will be able to promote the rollout of mini-grids by private players, by communities, by NGOs, companies.
Government has set a target to generate 2,100 megawatts of electricity from renewable resources, and with the solar source set to contribute 1,500 megawatts of that target.
The Second Republic's thrust of equitable infrastructure development continues, with Sababa Primary School in Insiza South receiving building material and funding for its administration and computer lab block this Sunday.
With the government surging towards the attainment of an upper middle income society by the year 2030, the development of infrastructure with a bias towards scientific research may catapult the country towards that vision. As such, the construction of a laboratory and an administration block at one of the old schools in Insiza South, Sababa Primary School, with the support of Vice President General Retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga and his wife Colonel Miniyotabo Chiwenga, has been received with celebration by the community. This is in line with government's thrust of closing the digital divide between rural and urban communities and according equal opportunities for children in urban and rural communities.
Umkhwenyana usenzela into enhle kakhulu esintwini sakithi sithi umkhwenyana ingxoza sizaqhubeka simebula sibili ngoba bevele sikhalela ukuthi sibe lama office ngoba ezinye izikole ezingomakhelwane sezilawo.
Here we are as Zimbabweans. Here we are. We need to rise up. We need to go forward to build our own country. It is you and I who are supposed and who are obligated to build this country.
The construction of the administration block and a computer laboratory by yourself, sir, Lo Mama, will be of paramount importance to this community. in ensuring the provision of relevant, inclusive, equitable and affordable 21st century quality education.
Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, who officiated at the groundbreaking ceremony, said government will not tire in ensuring that no one and no place is left behind in the development matrix.
President vedu baba vanoremekedzwa Comrade Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa vanoti hapana munhu kana nzvimbo inofanirwa kusarira kumashure. Tose tinofanirwa kufambira pamwe chete kuti tivake Zimbabwe yedu yatinoda. Saka izvi zvekuti nzvimbo dzedu dzose dzibudirire, tinofanirwa kuona kuti vechidiki vana vatakabata mumaoko vanopuwa dzidzo yakakwana. Isu tiri kuti vana vari muno mumaruwa nevemumadhorobha ngavave nefundo imwe chete.
The Vice President also took time to thank the people of Insiza for observing peace before, during and after the elections.
Taakuda kuti tese tiite batirana mushandira pamwe tibatane. Lest there be unity, lest there be love, lest there be harmony and peace among us, so we can build the Zimbabwe that we want. Zimbabwe is great. Zimbabwe shall be what we want it to be if we all work together.
A pipe water scheme has also been established at the school with plans for an extra pipeline that will supply the surrounding community. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Insiza.
Stakeholders in the private security sector have called on the public to refrain from keeping large sums of cash in their homes and premises. The warning comes amid an increase in cases of armed robberies in which criminals are targeting companies and people with huge amounts of money.
The recent case, which is under investigation by the Zimbabwe Republic Police, involves a Harare woman who lost $1 million United States after unknown suspects allegedly forced open the victim's bedroom window and gained entry before vanishing with the loot. The Borodeo case is not a stand-alone, with another family from Grindeo, Harare, losing $100,000 United States after 6 armed robbers raided their house in July. On the 12th of this month, Mutoko men also lost over $10,000 United States to 2 robbers who raided his homestead. Schools are also not spared, with Kwazana 8 Primary School and Budiro 1 High School having fallen victims after each lost cash, which was being kept at the school premises in September this year. These and other cases have seen stakeholders in the private security sector urging the public against keeping large sums of money at homes and work premises.
It's not wise to keep that kind of money at home. That's why the banks are there, so that put their money in the banks where it can then be looked after safely. You can always get it as and when you want it.
It's better to lose 14% to Zimra, 14% to the bank, than to lose the whole money. And you are not just losing the whole money. When they are coming to their house, they are going to kill other people.
Economist and RBZ Mandatory Policy Committee member Mr. Persistence Gwanyanya said it is illegal to keep large sums of money in houses and premises without a good reason.
The traders or economic agents are increasingly shying away from banks, which is actually against the Act. And the Financial Intelligence Unit is tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that the transacting public, the economic agents, adhere to the requirements of the Act.
A number of robbers have so far been apprehended for committing a spate of robberies countrywide by the Zimbabwe Republic Police. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
The Minister of Youth Empowerment and Vocational Training, Honorable Tinoma Chakaire, says the UNICEF's Children's Day is there to review work being done to empower youths and fight vices that include drug and substance abuse. He said this on the celebrations to mark the Children's Day held in Walvis Bay, Namibia. He spoke to our chief correspondent, Ruben Barwe, as the meeting got underway.
Over the past 2 years, youths of the 4 sister republics met at Kasane, Botswana and Kazungula in Zambia to celebrate the UNICEF World Children's Day. Here they celebrated the accomplishment made by the youths of the region, the challenges they face and how the 4 countries can rope in the youth dividend for development. Vice President Comrade Kembo Dugish Mohade, accompanied by the Foreign Affairs and International Trade Minister Frederick Shaw, touched down at Walvis Bay International Airport on the Atlantic coast to join other leaders of the 3 sisterly republics of Namibia, Zambia, and Botswana. At hand to welcome him were the UNICEF officials, Namibian government officials, Zimbabwe's ambassador to Namibia, Melody Urura, and embassy officials. The 4 heads of state agreed at Kasane, Botswana, to meet yearly under what they call the Heads of State Network, looking at what best can be done to the youths of the region. Tonight is the night which will see host President Dr. Hage Geingob of Namibia officially opening the network in Walvis Bay. He will meet the leaders of the region to strategize, coordinate, and give necessary support to the youths of the region. In Walvis Bay also is the Minister of Youth Empowerment, Development and Vocational Training, Comrade Tino Machakaire, Deputy Minister of Public Service and Social Welfare, Comrade Mesedina, and the youths drawn from the Junior Parliament of Zimbabwe, who are also here.
I would like to thank the head of state and commander-in-chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, our president, Comrade Idi Mnangagwa, for coming up with a very good initiative for having this arrangement with other 3 heads of states, which is Zambia, Botswana, and Namibia, to come up with this very good initiative whereby we can have time with our youngsters, these children. As you can see, all of them from all the 4 countries are here, and they're so excited to do their presentations. So we are waiting for the head of state of Namibia to come and do his presentation. But nevertheless, we also want to appreciate all the 4 presidents on coming up with this very good initiative, whereby we can have interactions, finding ways and means of solving the problems that our youngsters are facing.
They are expected to raise the Zimbabwean flag high. Ruben Barwe, ZBC News, Walvis Bay, Namibia.
Growing of tobacco and production of snuff has taken Muzarabani by storm, with the value chain and export markets having been established for the product.
Snuff production has gained popularity over the last 2 years in the Chiefwater area of Muzarabani district. Snuff is a type of smokeless tobacco powder derived from finely ground tobacco leaves. Chiefwater, who is also a snuff producer, said farming of the crop has been revived after decades, indicating a resurgence of local traditions.
Saka takazoona ndibva tazviitawo tazvitora tazviita matiri. Saka taakuirima tichishandisa zvino murimi watakuita zvinezvi. Saka tinotora tiisa paseed, takatora inenge ine seed yainaye. Totora seed yoiswa paseed bed. Zvinoitwa fodya dzekuseri. But chinozongosiyana chete ndeyekuti mabatirwo anoitwa iyi nemabatirwo ekuseri sechinhu chechivanhu munongoziva kuti zvechivanhu zvinenge zvine uyerwa hwakawanda hwakasiyana-siyana.
Employment has been created from farming of the tobacco, which is different from the conventional flue-cured tobacco.
Kurima changu wakadaitawo kugwero rineri zvatibatsira zvakawandisa. Ndo kwataona kurarama kwakanaka. Nemari yataipiwa nevanotenga chambwa chacho. Ndogo rotiraramisa muno.
Kubva kuna chief wedu vakutikurudzira futi isusu kuti tishande sangogara kana utsotsi chaunoita ushoma burikidze nekubasa ratinoita.
A sizable value chain has been established from grinding the tobacco using mortar and pestle, while local business people are gaining from the increased disposable incomes.
Vapatwa ne 2 years dzapfuura chikwarimba chauya muno chirima chitengerwa nemari rinani. Pari zvino tiri kungobatsirika hazvichafanana nedzimwe mbeu dzatairima.
Tiri kuona sokuti kubvira pazvakatanga kuitwa zvinhu zviri kutibatsira pabhizinesi redu, nokuti panguva inongoperawo zvefodya nebhizinesi redu rinenge radzikira.
The cultural product is also being exported to countries like South Africa and Malawi in semi-processed and processed state. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Muzarabani.
That report from Tapiwa taking us to our Montreux studios in Bulawayo, where Dora Ngube is on standby. Dora, good evening.
Thank you so much, Yvonne and Tanaka and Noble right there on the sign language desk. A lovely evening to you, and of course a lovely evening to our viewers. Hoping you had a lovely weekend. We continue with Sunday edition. In preparation for the forthcoming December by-elections, ZANU-PF aspiring candidates have embarked on voter mobilization drive in conjunction with the Forever Associates of Zimbabwe, the ruling party's affiliate group.
With ZANU-PF targeting to claim all seats in the forthcoming by-elections, ZANU-PF aspiring candidates, together with the ruling party's affiliate group FAZ, met this Sunday in Bulawayo to activate their personnel and intensify voter mobilization drive to claim all seats in the upcoming by-elections. FAZ President Kudakwache Munzaga and party members say they are now reactivating their members to increase visibility of the ruling party's foot soldiers conducting door-to-door campaigns.
We are now reactivating our members to make sure that they are geared for this pending war that we have. We are even more confident that we're going to win. We want to increase visibility in all the constituencies that have got by-elections. As an organization, we've got about 20 volunteers who do door-to-door campaign in every constituency under what we call intimate voter contact.
Siyawuthakazelela kakhulu sijabulile because sithole elinye ithuba lokuthi siqalise kahle sitshele abezwayo nabangabezwa abafuna ukuzwisisa ngemisebenzi emihle eyenziwa ngupresident. Thine showbiz ukuthi tiwine emswaneni December phama by-election akhuyo. Saka isusu tiri kuzama kuti tipinde muvanhu door to door tichivataurira kunaka kweZANU-PF.
Bulawayo South ZANU-PF aspiring Member of Parliament Raj Mott said, with a few weeks left before the by-elections, voter mobilization is key in winning.
We are meeting people to mobilize more people to vote for our party.
The by-elections were necessitated by the recalling of 9 Citizens Coalition for Change CCC constituency members of the National Assembly, along with 5 proportional representation members and 9 senators by the opposition party's interim Secretary General, Mr. Senyezo Chabang. Lisa Masuku, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Communities have called upon government and other stakeholders to increase recreational facilities across the country as a means to fight drug and substance abuse.
With cases of drug and substance abuse continuing to rise, especially among youths, various stakeholders in Masvingo, including government departments, youths, parents, school-going children, and security forces, took to the streets, raising awareness on the dangers of drugs, at the same time encouraging health lifestyles. Community members called for more recreational facilities in their areas to occupy youths.
Vana vadiki vanofanirwa kuti vaende mberi vachizotungamirira nyika pazvikamu zvakasiyana-siyana vanenge vadliwa mukati nenyika yamadrugs. Saka ndinoti kuti zvidziviririke zvinhu zvakaita sezvizvi ngakuve nema-recreational facilities munyika pose pose kwete pazvikoro bedzi.
Those who are doing drugs want to disturb, but sometimes when someone takes my drugs, right, they become barbaric, they disturb us in our lessons.
Government is working on various measures in fighting drug and substance abuse, including awareness campaigns and establishing rehabilitation centers across the country. Messi Bof, ZBC News, Masvingo.
The Air Force of Zimbabwe Commanders Fund Shoot was oversubscribed as members of the uniformed forces got a chance to interact with their civilian counterparts while raising funds for the less privileged in society.
It was a fun-filled day this Saturday as the Josiah Tungamirai Air Base hosted the Commanders Fund Shoot, which witnessed several stakeholders coming together to support the event. Stakeholders took turns to appreciate the initiative, which brings together members of the uniformed forces and civilians as they engage on various areas of cooperation.
Isusu topa kutenda zvikuru ku ZBF nekuti betsera nekuti ti-engage kuti sema-civilians tiuyewo ti-sharpen up ma-skills especially isusu se-security company.
A great time kusangana nevanhu veku-army and the shooting competition.
The fun part of it was the interaction between the civilians and the uniformed forces. The synergy in between us was so good. At the end of the day, the soldiers said they want to help those less privileged in the society. So for us, it's so good.
The fund shoot got a massive buy-in from the business community. We're ready to chip in and make the event a huge success.
We are realizing the need and the importance of plowing back what you give us as you buy the commodities that we sell to yourselves back to you as the community.
Several participants walked away winners at the fun-filled event. Proceeds from the event will be channeled to charity events being championed by the Commander of the Air Force of Zimbabwe, Air Marshal Elson Moyo. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
We now take a look at the segment I'm an African. The name Benni McCarthy is synonymous with success on and off the field. It resembles African greatness, laced with amazing goals for both club and the country. In our I'm an African feature, we celebrate South African football star Benedict McCarthy, a household name in continental football, who has risen to become the first team coach for Manchester United Football Club.
Buzzing with confidence, Benedict McCarthy, affectionately known as Benny, left many goalkeepers clutching at thin air as he scored goals for fun. McCarthy started his career in South Africa at 7 Stars in 1995 to 1997, where he scored 39 goals in 49 appearances before being loaned to Cape Town Spurs, where he scored 3 goals in 7 matches. His talent soon attracted the attention of European clubs, where he was snapped up by Ajax in 1997 and bagged 20 goals in 36 appearances.
It felt right for me to go to Ajax and not to anywhere else, because Ajax won the Champions League and they had Patrick Kluivert, Edgar Davids, Clarence Seedorf, Michael Reisiger. They had a lot of young players.
The climax of his career came when he won the Champions League trophy with the then Jose Mourinho coached FC Porto of Portugal in 2004.
That's always been my dream, you know, to play in Europe, but to be elite goal scorers in the countries that I played. An ambassador of Africa.
After scoring 46 goals in 85 appearances for FC Porto, McCarthy moved to English Premier League side Blackburn Rovers, where he missed the Golden Boot by a goal to Chelsea's Didier Drogba, who netted 20 goals during the 2006-2007 season. From Blackburn Rovers, McCarthy went to West Ham, where he played 11 times but did not score. His career as a footballer ended at Orlando Pirates in South Africa with 10 goals in 24 appearances. During his playing days, he had 387 appearances with 161 goals. His international career saw him playing for South Africa under-23 side before earning 79 caps for Bafana Bafana, scoring 31 goals. Like most footballers, McCarthy ventured into coaching, sharpening his teeth at Cape Town City between 2017 and 2019, and later moved to Amazulu, where he established his base from 2020 to 2022. In probably his major highlight of his managerial career, McCarthy joined Manchester United in 2022, where his work ethic has impressed Red Devils striker Marcus Rashford. McCarthy is Bafana Bafana's all-time top scorer with 31 goals. He is also the only South African to win the UEFA Champions League.
What a double! Porto!
And that's it from us here at Montrose. We now take you back to the team at Pockets Hill for more news on Sunday edition.
Many thanks, Dora. Now, the nation mourns the passing of academia Professor Bhebhe, whom has been described by his colleagues as a man who was very hardworking and contributed immensely to the world of academia. Now, earlier on, we gave you part of that story. Let's hear more on that report.
The late nationalist Professor Bhebhe, who was an accomplished academic, is famed for championing the transformation of Midland State University from being a preeminently academic-oriented institution to being a research-led and solution-oriented driven tertiary education center.
For the 16 years yavanga vari vice chancellor, vaiita mindauko dzokuti vawane mari, vawane maresources, vaunze vanhu vanokwanisa kuzova vadzidzisi vapamusoro. Vakazvigona nekuda kwekuti he was an entrepreneur, he was a farmer, he was a businessman, he was an all-rounder.
The Tertiary Education Curriculum 5.0 is a product of big brains in the form of Professor Bhebhe, who was the chairperson of ZimChair, in addition to the many portfolios he headed.
There is no one in the country with the stature he had in terms of leading all our 21 universities in the country as the board chair of the Zimbabwe Council of Higher Education, of which I'm the CEO. And as I've said, he taught so many of us and to our country. We have lost a giant. The academic giant has fallen.
Other students of the late nationalist described him as a great teacher who changed their lives for good.
Prof. Bhebhe, University of Swaziland, when it was still UBS. I did NAVO, the first course yangu history, and I was very, very impressed.
Vakatidzidzisa patience. He was a very, very straightforward leader who was strict and fair. Professor Bhebhe was jovial. Kana tiri pamajokes taigara tichifara tichiona kuti tina baba vanotiumba vachitidzidzisa kuti basa rinoitwa sei.
The late Professor Bhebhe was associated with numerous research projects and publications which provided an alternative narrative of the country's history. He is survived by his wife, Dr. Faith Bhebhe, 5 children and several grandchildren. Mourners are gathered at house number 266 Mtaus Park in Gweru, and burial arrangements will be announced in due course. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
Scaling up of urban forestry as part of land use planning was key at the pre-national tree planting campaign held in Bulawayo this Saturday.
The nationwide pre-national tree planting day awareness campaign, which is being spearheaded by environmental patron and First Lady Amai Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, has seen more attention being brought towards the safeguarding of urban forests, not only for livelihood sustenance, but for combating climate change as well. In a speech read on her behalf at Sizani High School in Bulawayo by Director of Coordination in the Office of the Minister of State and Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Ms. Butswanelo Noko, the First Lady emphasized the role that urban areas play towards green cities development.
In my capacity as the patron for environment, let me once again reiterate our call to continue with the task of tree planting in our country as we enter the summer cropping season, to plant as many trees as possible. It is my duty to remind and encourage all citizens on the importance of tree planting and to exhort the nation to continue to care and manage the trees already planted. We are all in agreement that trees and forests are important through products and services that we get for our livelihoods.
The Forestry Commission boasted of programs that are readily available to support agroforestry and reforestation initiatives in urban areas.
We are going to support you in horticulture programs and agroforestry to plant trees and create substantial afforestation and reforestation initiatives towards sustainable regulatory and goods and services that the forests provide for us.
Representing the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution in Bulawayo, Judith Ncube, Ms. Beulah Kwaze added that the province of Bulawayo was well equipped with manpower and knowledge to support the tree planting initiatives.
Although the province and surrounding areas fall under semi-arid conditions, vibrant farming activities are the testimony of the hard-working nature of Bulawayo citizens. The province boasts of the National University of Science Technology, which is NUST, which has a fully fledged department of forestry resources and wildlife management.
Under the tree planting initiative, ornamental, fruit, and wind-blocking trees are being planted countrywide as efforts to curb the effects of climate change and to combat deforestation scale up. Grace Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
We have more news on our website. That's www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also find our WhatsApp channel, that is ZBC News Online, as well as our various social media platforms. The handle remains the same, ZBC News Online. We're off to a break. Join us when we return.
The Southern Africa Agribusiness and Trade and Investment Summit, SARTIS 2023, will take place from November 2022 to 24 at the Cresta Lodge in Harare. This event is a perfect platform to explore agribusiness opportunities and network with key players in the region and local agricultural industry. SARTIS will bring together all 16 member states of SADC and is proudly brought to you by Zunda Group in partnership with the government of Zimbabwe, ZEDA, ZBC, and the Zimbabwe Farmers Union with support from AFCFTA, AFDB, and the UN. You can register today on all Zunda Group social media platforms. Visit www.zundagroup.africa or get in touch with Mucha at +263 712 765 275. SARTIS 2023, unlocking the potential of intra-Africa trade and investment in agriculture.
The season of happiness is upon us at OK Stores. Get your 10 kg Red Seal roller meal for just $5.75. Mahatma white rice 2 kg $2.65. Royco Usabi mix 75 grams for only 69 cents. And also get yourself 1 liter of UHT milk for just $1.25. Christmas is here. Kisimusi yashika. Ikisimusi isifikile. OK, my happy place.
Levels Production.
Hello? Wadi? Wada Gupi? Uripi? Inyanga? Uripi? Kariba? Oh, une boys. Uriku Victoria Falls. Ugre Zimbabwe. Chinoi girls. Macho Pose. Itori Zimbabwe. Muzimbabwe iri kunaka. Itori Zimbabwe. Ande iri kunaka.
This message is brought to you by the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority. Zimbo. Every journey leads you home. Uripi. Ungapi.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Sunday edition, and thank you for staying with us. In our look at this and that tonight, we feature a woman who seems to be quite interested in male-dominated careers.
Male-dominated careers. Do we still have anything like that? Male-dominated careers.
We kind of still have, in as much as we're trying to have women penetrate into these male-dominated fields. But looking at the numbers in general, it seems like
So
there's still an element of female and male dominated
I guess
careers.
I get it now, but
There
I
still
mean,
is.
because we're trying to create that balance, kudos to her for trying and representing us.
Oh,
Can you
yes.
fix a car, seeing that she's into motor mechanics?
I cannot fix a car. Many men can still not do makeup and hair. It's
Oh
just
my
like the
goodness,
few.
you have a point
Yeah,
there.
there are many
You
people, but
do.
like the balance is still, the difference is
yeah.
still very much high. However, tonight we feature a Zimbabwean Ezishavane-based female footballer, Primrose Mutetwa, who is defying the odds and breaking barriers. She is one of a few footballers who have managed to strike a balance between her motor mechanics profession and lifelong passion for football.
You know, this and that feature, our reporter Courage Bushe looks at how Mtetwa has managed to marry undying passion for football and a day job as a motor mechanic.
United States President Eleanor Roosevelt once said, open quotes, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, close quotes. Affectionately known as Makanika, Mutetwa, a mighty Warriors and Platinum Royals defender, has proven that it is possible to balance a passion for football and career as a motor mechanic. She oozes with confidence as she speaks about what the legendary Pele coined the beautiful game.
Zvinhu zvakatojairika because even chero ndiri muground vanondoti makanika zvinhu zvinongondisimudzirawo pane zvese zvandinchiita. Ndakatanga kutamba bhora 2014 kuchikoro, and then after that ndakazoonawo kuti ndine career yekutamba bhora, ndikabva ndaenda 2017 ndabva ndaenda kuclub, ndobva ndazowanawo club FC Platinum 2021.
While most male footballers are generally set for life once they sign a professional contract, it is a completely different story for women. It comes with making tough choices, and yet in all this nothing is impossible for Mutetwa.
Yeah, zviri kufamba zvakanaka because time ndiri kuimanage because training ndotanga na half 10 kusvika kuma 12. After 12 then ndozoyawo kuno after 2 hours then ndambo relaxa. Dambudziko ranga rirapo marings akapera, saka tachibvisa sample kuitira kuti tigokwanisa kubudisa piston tigobvisa marings because mota yaichismoka.
Her dedication and diligence have not gone unnoticed as her fans and clients wax lyrical about Mutetwa's prowess.
Musikana ndinomuziva nendambeta problem nemota yangu yenowa. Akandigadzirira mabrakes kubva kune mberi. Akatodiscover zvinhu ndakanga ndisina kuona madhisk aya anobatwa nemabreki aya anga apera.
Ndiri kudzidza zvinhu zvakawandisa kuti iye hake unoita zvakawanda, unoita bhora, unoita zvemakanika, asi kuti chinhu chandakanyanya kufarira hangu ndechekuti iye kuindastry haabodi.
Unotaridza kuti zvaanoita iye chipo chinenge chiri maari chitototarisira kuti nyange vamwe vanawo vasikanawo vezera rakewo vechidikwawo neshuviro yezvaanoita nokuti zvinhu zvokudii hazvitarisiriki kuvanasikana.
They say fear is the greatest enemy to endeavor, and if Mutetwa's exploits fail to inspire the girl child, then nothing will. Courage ZBC News, Zishavane.
From all this and that, we take a look at our science and technology. The advent of the dolphin vehicle kick holding machine has revolutionized the problematic area of losing car keys, especially for modern vehicles which use smart keys. In our science and technology feature, we explore the vehicle kick holding system that has made replacement of car keys easy.
Gone are the days when losing smart car keys was a nightmare, with replacements taking months to be processed by the manufacturing firm. Where Mercedes-Benz owners would wait for replacements from Germany, it is now just a matter of minutes through the car key coding machine, which has made the job easier. From key cutting to replacing chips and programming the latest smart keys, the Dolphin coding set is an all-round machine that solves problematic areas with relative ease.
Tinotokonecta machine diagnostic spot inodiagnose wanayochi mafaults emota. Ndopatinokonecta machine yedu. Papa, this is the cable inopinda pa diagnostic spot, then takutanga uchiprogram a new key. Apa chinobuda apa information, anditika information inenge iri mu immobilizer system ndo inobuda yoridiwa kuprogram kwatinozoita. For example, this is a Mercedes-Benz ndinoya panapa, ndoenda pa immobilizer programming, Europe was Benz inobva kuEurope, then toenda paBenz, toenda paBenz toenda toselecta type yemota yacho. Right, this car is a W204 Toyota Panaf. Inobva yatotibuditsira chi? Yes.
Nothing is really impossible with the dolphin coding machine. All one needs is to master the finer details of the piece of technology.
For example, here we are in Gweru, mota iri kana kumasvingo. Munhu ndinomuudza kuti abvise inonzi EIS kana ari maBenz. Kana kuti ignition panopinda key ndo patinoti atese a disconnect. Otumira chinhu ichocho kuti ouya nacho. Auya nacho ndo panoshanda machine iyi. Iyi machine inoshanda kuitira mota dziri kure dzisipo. Ndo patinoconnecta magadgets edu. This same machine iyi toiconnecta pamachine iyi. Then taconnecta kudaro tochi EIS yakana iripo tochiconnecta pamachine iyi. Ndoti redraft information yatiri kuda. Information yatinozoshandisa pakucoda a new key.
The Dolphin vehicle key coding machine confirms that necessity is the mother of invention, and who knows what the future holds as the country pursues the innovation drive. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
Well, from that coding lecture, we take a break. To join us on the return.
I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I don't care if they know the truth about how much I care for you. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Show some love to your fabrics with Boom Bubble Plus washing powder with powerful dirt-fighting enzymes and special color protection, whiter whites and brighter colors. Boom, and the dirt is gone.
Christmas is here. Buy bulk and save this Christmas at OK Mart. Get your 10 kg Red Seal roller meal for just $5.65. Right brand baked beans 12 by 410 grams for $11.50. Revive dairy juices all flavors 6 by 1 liters for $5.40. Dettol soap 12 by 175 grams for $11.90. You can also get 1 by 50 pack of Eversharp pens for just $10. Christmas is here. Kisimusi yashika. Ikisimusi isifikile. OK Mart, my happy place.
You're still watching Sunday Edition. Thank you for staying with us. The world of sport up next in Sports Buzz. Zimbabwe held the fancied Super Eagles of Nigeria 1-1 in the second match of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier match played in Rwanda this Sunday.
The Warriors will miss the chances as they had the better chances, especially in the second half as they shared the spoils with Nigeria. Zimbabwe had 3 clear-cut chances in the second half. First defender Teenage Khadebe failed to direct his shot on goal with the keeper off his line after a corner kick. The substitute Divine Lunga failed to connect onto a beautiful free kick from Jordan Zemura with the keeper at his mercy. Then just before the end, another substitute Tanaka Shandirwa failed to compose himself in front of an open goal as the match ended 1-0. Zimbabwe drew first blood through a well-executed free kick by forward Walter Msona in the 26th minute and gave hope to the fans that the 3 points were in the bag as the Warriors went for the breather with a 1-0 lead. The Super Eagles made some attacking substitutions and started the second half the better side as they pushed Zimbabwe back into their own half. The Super Eagles could have leveled matters through an indirect free kick after goalkeeper Bernard Donovan was adjudged to have handled the ball twice. However, the Warriors managed to clear the resultant free kick off the line. The Nigerians finally got it right, leveling matters through substitute Kelechi Iheanacho after he received a layback from Moses Simon, who seemed to be in an offside position. Just like their opponents, the Warriors now have 2 points from 2 draws. Mthokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Bulawayo-based outfits had an afternoon not to forget in the Castle Laga Premier Soccer League this Sunday after both Highlanders and Bulawayo Chiefs were on the receiving end of defeats.
It was a tough day in the office for Islanders, whose trip to Loveld yielded the worst results for the Bulawayo Giants, who helplessly watched Monica Diamonds clinching the 3 points on offer. With eyes on the race to finish in second place, Boso proved that they only flattered to deceive for the majority of the season, as they risk finishing outside the top 4. Islanders, who went for 19 games unbeaten at the start of the season, seemed destined to be crowned champions, but poor performances thereafter saw Ngeze Platinum overtaking Boso on the championship race. And with the heartbreak of seeing Ngeze clinching the championship, Boso could only set eyes on getting a second spot as consolation, a feat that they have failed again. A 2-0 loss in the hands of Monica Diamonds at Kibo Stadium this Sunday means that Boso have missed out on a top 3 finish and risk finishing outside the top 4. The fortunes seemed to be out of touch for the Bulawayo best side, as Bulawayo Chiefs had a trip to forget at the National Sports Stadium. Amakosi, as Chiefs are known, were meant to miss the services of Obrio Chirinda, who is on national duty, as they failed to find an answer to Rentals' 8th-minute goal. Chiefs did find a fair number of chances, but they found it tough to bury the goal, resulting in a 1-0 loss to Rentals. Reynald Ngorati, ZBC News.
Harare Giants Dynamos are plotting to ride on their huge fan base in the Chibuku finale when they face league champions Ngeze Platinum Stars in a match slated for Baobab Stadium on the 3rd of December.
Two teams champions Ngeze Platinum and second place the Dynamos have sealed their participation in the African Safari and the Continental Club competitions respectively. The Chibuku finale set for Baobab Stadium on the 3rd of December is nowhere near a dead rubber, as champions Ngeze Platinum will be out chasing a double, while Dynamos will be out to assert themselves as a side capable of stopping Madambro's dominance on the local scene. The Glamour Boys appear to be fighting a lonely battle as they feel a change of venue to a neutral and bigger facility will see fans enjoying the thrills and spills associated with the game.
Yeah, definitely. It's not actually a dead rubber, because I think Ngeze won the trophy as well. Winning it also for the first time, it will be a great thing. And winning a double in a season, especially for the coaches and the players, they will get into the book of history. So we as the Dynamos, we want to win that cup for the first time, and we are going to win it. However, the match is going to be held at Baobab Stadium, which we think as supporters it's not fit to hold such a final of this magnitude. You know, Dynamos have got a huge following.
Ngeze Platinum have the Chibuku Trophy in their cabin, having lifted it in 2016 at Baba Field Stadium under 29 Diraya. The Premier Soccer League has been rotating finals of the lucrative cup competition, which gives a club the right to represent the country in continental club football. Mthokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Multi-award-winning martial artist Master Wilfred Mashaya has been appointed the president of the International Combat Organization in Zimbabwe.
In testament that hard work rewards, Zimbabwe's Kobudo specialist Sensei Wilfred Mashaya continues to imprint his name in the history books after getting a top honor from an England-based combat sport organization. After conquest in England at the ICO World Championships, where Mashaya and Vincent Fambira scooped 11 medals, the ICO could not ignore Mashaya's contribution to the growth of combat sports in Zimbabwe.
I feel very much happy and very much honored to be appointed as ICO president for Zimbabwe.
Mashaya promised to further grow the combat sport landscape in Zimbabwe regardless of gender or ethnicity.
My duty is to make sure that I uplift other martial artists, especially those that have the talent to perform at the international stage, and also to work on grassroots levels to make sure that I groom even those we have never done martial arts.
Mashaya, who is also the vice president of the Zimbabwe Karate Union, is a holder of 4 black belts and is a multi-award-winning Hall of Famer who has combat experience around the globe. Known as Zim Ninja, Mashaya also pioneered the martial art disciplines of Kobudo and Bujinkan Ninjutsu in Zimbabwe before making history in 2019, becoming the first male Zimbabwean to win the prestigious Regional Sportsman of the Year. Reynald Ngorati, ZBC News, Harare.
That's it for sport. Do not go anywhere, as we will be back with the exciting world of showbiz.
Christmas is here in all Bon Marché stores. We have the best selection of all your grocery needs and occasions this Christmas. Get your Fatties and Moni spaghetti 500 grams for only $1.30. Kellogg's cornflakes 500 grams $2.90. Farmer J's wings for just $4.50. Dove deodorant spray $4.50, or the Dove roll-on for only $3.25, as well as the 2-liter PET Coke carbonated soft drinks, assorted flavors for just $1.85. Christmas is here. Bon Marché, simply good.
Water is of paramount importance to us.
As you can see, the plastic is now come in, it's being sorted. There's a scale there which we use to weigh all the material, so before we can pay our suppliers.
Project iri kutotibatsira nokuti vamwe vari kuda kutoti dai takwanisa kuwana mukoko, dai takwanisa kuwana mukoko, pane vamwe vasina kukwanisa kuiwana mukoko iyoyi.
Zimbabwe's #1 music station.
Feel the power. Power FM. If you're a musician and you want your music to reach the millions that tune in daily to Zimbabwe's #1 radio station, it's very simple what you need to do. Send your digital copy to Power Music at zbc.co.zw. Power Music at zbc.co.zw. Please note that your submissions should be in MP3, 320 kilobits per second format. Also include release kits if any, basic information about yourself, your contact details, all your socials, and your Zimura registration details. If you're to submit hard copies, come through to ZBC Pocket Hill Highlands Harare and ask for Farai from the library. You are required to bring 3 copies and to submit all the information mentioned before. Power FM.
Zimbabwe's #1 music station.
Feel the power. Power FM.
Inside of me, I was broken. I was very broken. Cancer treatment is very expensive. I lost my husband 1998 November. I was just 29 years old.
Is it easy though kuti munhu usvike pekuti unoti shoko raMwari rinoti?
Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m.
Now I came to tell you, we have missed transfer windows, we have missed an entire winter, an entire season.
For the win! He missed it!
And now we're back.
Yes!
We missed you.
That is outstanding.
We believed in ourselves, and I want to tell you right now, reach out to your screen in belief. Are you doing well, keyboard? This man is a Liverpool supporter,
as you can tell, and I will never walk alone. And this one,
I am a man that dreams. I am a visionary. I am astute. I am the ancillary nature to success. That's why my home is the theater of dreams. Let's bring dreams to reality and give you
Well Sports on ZBC TV.
Did you know that you can access digital television on your smart TV? You simply need a UHF antenna installed pointing to the nearest digital television transmitting station. To access the digital TV services, scan your TV set for digital terrestrial TV channels and you get Jive TV, ZBC News, and ZBC TV. Digital terrestrial television is available in the following areas and surroundings: Harare, Kadoma, Gweru, Bulawayo, Lupane, Kama TV, Gwanda, Mudzi, Kotwa, Nyanga, Mutare, Chipinge, Chimanimani, Karoi, Mutora Shanga, and Chivu.
ZBC Current Affairs, leading the conversation on local, regional, and international news. We bring you the stories that shape the nation and the world.
Be it social trends, economic and political developments, State of the Nation addresses, independence celebrations, Heroes and Defense Forces Day commemorations, and other national events. We bring them to you as they happen. With an array of informative programming, we bring you face-to-face with the decision makers as we unpack complex issues, giving you a platform to be part of the conversation. You can choose to face the nation and combat crime while talking farming. But remember to keep your vision 2030 with ZBC Current Affairs. Together, Sonke, Tese, we will track and implement NDS1 to realize a better Zimbabwe.
In Showbiz, South African songstress Makadzi's collaborative act with Sungura ace Alec Macheso took pole position again this week on the Power FM Chat Show.
Popo maintained its spot on the chart and retained the pole position this week. Other songs which maintained their spots include Saints Floor on third position with his song Legaligoni, Baba Manyeru Kendi's son Gas Warriors on fifth. Jema Groff's latest offering Dija Tarisa continues to gain popularity on the show after moving from 24th to 11th position this week, making it the biggest climber after moving 13 places up the ladder. The show had 3 new entries, including Men to Men, a collaborative effort by Freeman Knox and Tifa Guni on 19th position, and Votes JT's Handili Sorry, which was 22nd.
A number of events were lined up in and around the capital this week, although the Miss Universe pageant, where Brooke Jackson was representing the country, was a major highlight in the showbiz circles.
The 72nd Miss Universe pageant ended this Saturday in El Salvador with Shanice Palacio of Nicaragua being crowned queen, while Antonio Posud of Thailand and Moriah Wilson from Australia were runner-ups. Zimbabwean Queen Brooke Jackson, who was representing the country at the same pageant, managed to showcase her prowess and made it in the top 10 silver preliminary competition. However, Brooke failed to make it in the semi-finals this Saturday after competing with beauties from 83 countries who were all eyeing the coveted crown, which was handed over to Nicaragua by United States of America.
The new Miss Universe is Nicaragua!
Elsewhere, award-winning band Mokumba proved their mettle when they performed at the UAE delegation dinner that was held in Harare on Friday night. Gospel lovers were in for a treat in Motare, where gospel award-winning artist Everton Mlalazi gave a polished performance. Elsewhere, budding artist Ishe was in Harare, where he unveiled his new offering dubbed Solitude is Upon Us. Patience Nyagato, SABC News, Harare.
And that is it for Showbiz, wrapping up the Sunday edition for tonight.
And let's not forget that it has been a dark week for the country as we lost a lot of lives in accidents from the football fraternity, in the academia, and as we remember the souls that we've lost as a country, we leave you watching our video of the week, Rangariro by Noel Zembe. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to That Talk with